Welcome, Gemini. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do your energy reading for the winter solstice. I'm using a method I use, utilizing the chakras as a way of preparing for a prayer, a meditation, setting intentions. In this particular case, I think is useful so that we're sort of purifying our inner sense of energy and focusing on intentions, manifestations we want to create, particularly as this is the winter solstice, the specific natural mechanism to pause, to consider the wisdom of blessings that you have been closing out, wrapping up, releasing from your energy in order to prepare to move forward in the new year. So I'm going to use all tarot cards for this particular reading. And in the first chakra, your root chakra, where you are grounded through ancestry, generations, family lineage to the earth in some concrete way, it's also where your physical body is energized, motivated. And the Four of Wands here is a beautiful indication of your centering yourself in a social, even a cultural or a spiritual foundation of growth. This is an area that is natural for you as a thinker, as a communicator. You are establishing a platform with others in partnership or partnerships. To not only acknowledge and identify appropriate growth for yourself and others, but to celebrate that. This can be a ritual, such as a winter solstice ritual or a wedding, are commonly cited examples of rituals that this can be relevant to in the way that partners come together to express, work towards, and manage their most deeply held beliefs and goals in unison, working together in support that is reciprocal, that is deeply connected to who they and you are authentically aligned. In the second chakra, your sacral chakra, the area of the way that you experience the world through your senses. This is pleasure, this is joy, this is recognizing and identifying, allowing yourself to devote yourself to focus on the pleasure and sensual joy that you experience in your life. For many of you, most particularly through your particular gift or talent. For those of you that are creative, this is the fuel that allows you to express yourself in any number of ways from this rich and informed physical experience in the present moment. The Fool card here indicates this preparation that you have gained from your experience that has invested in your confidence, in your belief in yourself. This is the element that sort of is rebounds or is buoyant from your sense of inquiry, your curiosity. Here you are shooting for the stars, believing in the principles that have allowed you to explore and discover what you have of the world to date. And you now are laden with that confidence and the memory of these experiences to go into a new direction. You feel liberated from some old life, some old system that once held you accountable, held you to sway. And you now have enough confidence in your ability to navigate the real world to know how to maximize the pleasure, the joy that you experience, and that joy fuels what becomes your own particular project or set of beliefs, and the energy, the focus to pursue that. In the third chakra, this is your solar plexus chakra, and this is where you have confidence. This is where you assert yourself, and because of the many invitations that are coming to you, the notice that you are attracting among your activities and your contacts, you are receiving invitations that are no longer the sole end or the goal of your endeavors and activities. You're coming more and more authentically from your heart space. You're opening up to the pleasure of your service, contributing your talents to an endeavor, the joy of being good at something and sharing that with the world. This indicates that you see the goal as more important than the perks or the benefits that come as a result of that. And this is a reversal for many of us. We get a good job because it pays well. It may be, if we're lucky, in an area where we feel talent or that we're good at or we're eager to learn. But those things are the perks of pursuing your passion, pursuing your ultimate beliefs, your highest goals, goals that you know that benefit you, but also benefit the world through the exercise of your passions and talents. This can be connecting with a notable soul bond as a partner who agrees to work with you or agrees to surmise on a vision of unity that you could both contribute to. In the fourth chakra, this is the heart chakra, the Ace of Cups. Here you are prioritizing not only your joy, but your devotion, your loyalty, your ability to nurture something into being, to love it with a kind of pure passion that is clear that the end goal is service, service to yourself, service to the world. So I do see you beginning something, perhaps taking up an old project or an old position, an old employment, and renewing it in some way that realigns it to a larger community from which you understand the benefit is primarily to you and your beliefs, you and your goals, a place where you can learn and a place where you can absolutely be of service. And this is something that feels like it comes through your openness to not only loving more, but loving self more, taking care of self as a priority, infusing what you do with the passion and your expertise in a way that ultimately means to give joy and support to others. In the fifth chakra, this is the throat chakra. There is a whole lot of love, Gemini, that you are generating at this time, but it really does come through a release of some very material goals. I feel that you are erecting a world or defining a world of social relationships that support and give support. And here with the Empress in the throat story, this is the story you tell of your origins, of your experience. It's the story of a natural growth, a healing, comforting, supportive community, a community of love. It doesn't mean that that love is not messy, but it does mean that you understand how you are productive, giving, of service, hardworking, as a result of your attunement with those that you work with. You're willing to give and take, to balance your relationships, means that you're recognized for your efforts and you allow yourself to receive that love back. The sixth chakra is the third eye chakra, and this is where we not only feel the truth or speak the truth, but we see the truth here. And the Queen of Wands is very strongly pointing again to this divine feminine principle that is completely grounded in this desire to pursue spiritual truth, to pursue justice that is kind, that is loving, that is determined to achieve a goal and is able to magnetize others towards that goal, so that you are communicating your passion, your love through your energy, through your determination, and that not only creates a very magnetic person or energy, but it magnetizes others to your project, in part because they see that you will be successful in obtaining your goal. And watching you work, watching your clarity of purpose from the heart. This is an authentic goal that really speaks to who you are and what you see as ultimately beneficial possibilities or likelihood for the community that you're a part of. A community that always grows, and one that you are attracting a lot of attention from. In the crown chakra, the seventh chakra, this is where you are opening up to assistance from a variety of spheres, most particularly, quite often, from your spirit guides, your ancestors, your spiritual family. And with the Six of Swords here, it feels as though the path you're on is leading you away from something that was very chaotic, something that you struggled very hard to engage with and contribute to, something that dismissed your participation or that didn't allow you the opportunity to contribute in the way that you wanted to. And the frustration of that, this can be a family situation, a work situation, some kind of a boondoggle where you put a lot of effort into something that just did not acknowledge your presence. So I see this energy, this beautiful belief and growth in your own authentic desires and goals. And they definitely revolve not just around professional goals or success, but they revolve around the nature of the relationships that allow you to approach that success, the way in which relationships now are required by the care, the self-love, the self-respect that you invest in your projects to be loving back, to be kind, to be supportive, to be reciprocal in a very passionate and emotional way. So I see you in essentially recovering from an old story, one that no longer resonates with you. But this recovery is actually giving you access to a new set of ideas, a place where you can find acceptance for difficulties you've had to overcome, and where through that acceptance you're finding peace. I'm going to clarify the heart and the throat chakra right now with the Crow Tarot. And for the past, whoa, way too many. I think it's interesting that on the bottom, no longer. So this is for the past of the Ace of Cups and the future with the Seven of Swords, the Ten of Pentacles, for the Empress at the throat chakra, the story that you're now telling, the version of yourself you're preparing for. We have the King of Wands and the Seven of Wands. A lot of sevens here. Sevens it can be perceived as you being measuring, evaluating your progress, your process, whether you're on the path that is authentic for you. And I see that you, having struck the goal of figuring out what is right for you and where you want to go, opening up the possibilities, you are encountering a lot of the haters, a lot of the need to defend yourself. This is precisely the third chakra, the solar plexus, where you have to assert yourself, and you are experiencing a fair amount of blowback from that. So as you come out with your position, who you are, the possibility that you can achieve your dreams, that you're worthy of pursuing them, you are encountering criticism, dismissal, people not taking you seriously, and the constant need to defend yourself, almost a defensive stance. What's grounding this approach is the legacy that you are approaching. You are looking at creating and leading a project that will be about giving back. It will be about a kind of philanthropic urge, a way that you are sharing the privileges and the resources that you have gained along the way with others as a means of generating more abundance. This is not just about giving things away to others that you may or may not believe are deserving, but this is about creating larger and larger, greater and greater abundance for the entire community by enabling others to have access to the kinds of information and resources you have gained access to. You are leading a community, an effort, a group, a movement that is managing growth, always managing growth, always investing in growth as a way of generating abundance for all. This is quite a heady vision that you are managing right now, Gemini, and I see you having being a kind of security to this group, a model for how this group is organizing itself and what this organization or project wants to be. So there's a work ethic, and there is a way of essentially caring for others, providing for others, being of service to others. This is a way that you are not only healing yourself, for many of you, you are healing a challenging childhood or traumatic experience. You're doing that in some cases, for your entire family. You're providing for your entire family in some very concrete way, but you're extending that provision to others so that the community grows larger, the generation of abundance spreads. And this is based on the idea that there is enough for everyone. I'm going to finish your reading here, Gemini, and I hope you've enjoyed this. Thank you for your likes and subscribes. I appreciate all the ways you support me. Until next time, namaste.